3 times Omkara together. Welcome for today's Bhaja Govindam Satsang, and we are all discussing a very nice and a subtle topic which can remove our delusion from life. If the question is asked, what is that delusion and how is it so tough to remove it? So Vedanta answers it in this way. First and foremost, one has to understand the path of knowledge is a path of absolute subtle understanding. And subtle understanding requires a little sharp intellect too. Otherwise, then all whatever we listen, it also just goes as a bouncer. But if we listen and if we understand, it is not enough. Amma, can we read it afterwards? When you are in satsang, there is no other requirement of reading book, because that you can do any time in home. Yes or no? Yeah. So we must be able to know the rules of the satsangs too. That here we are here to listen and attentively one has to listen. Because listening itself is a sadhana. If we do not listen correctly, then again it's a question mark that, oh, I have missed the train. Fine, coming back. Delusion. So Vedanta says, if the life has difficulties, if the life is throwing us a lot of challenges, and if the life is disturbed, ask one question. Am I finding the cause of it, or only I am looking at the effect? So that's the first point we all should be able to reflect upon. That unless and until my mind and intellect become sharp and subtle, I cannot reach to the cause. I will only dwell upon the effects. And therefore, a number of people, they only try to treat or manage the effects. And therefore, they just go in circle. So when we come to the Vedanta class, path of Vedanta, then we have to understand, let me reflect correctly, let me understand the subject correctly, and let me reach to the cause of every effect. So Vedanta says, what is called as bondage? It's a very important point in life. So the first aspect of bondage is on one level, where the mind and intellect is not ready to do what exactly I should supposed to do, or I want to do, I want to achieve. Your mind and intellect is not ready, it's not allowing it to do. And the best part you can ask to the student, getting up early in the morning. They want, but mind doesn't allow. It says, shut up, alarm also shut up, let me sleep. You see, even though you want to get up early in the morning, but our own mind and intellect does not allow, that means that is one aspect of bondage. That we are not free with our own mind and intellect. Right. The second aspect of this bondage is our thought pattern is such, our thoughts only trouble us. Think. Now if I cannot manage my own thoughts and thought just gushingly flow through my mind and make my mind really disturbed, then again it's a second level of bondage, that I can't manage my own thoughts. So if they are your and the mind is your, it is absolutely required that that mind should listen to me. But if it doesn't happen, then that is one aspect of the other aspect of bandhanam. The final aspect of bandhanam is a very strong identification with the body, mind and intellect. And therefore, there is a continuous feeling that I am this BMI. That's called as body, mind and intellect. And this creates the whole sort of turmoil in the life, because identifying with this body, mind and intellect. So now, in the next verse of Bhaja Govindam, Shankaracharya ji tells us what is the requirement. Verse number 1717. 1717. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam. Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam. Jnana भजति न मुक्तिं जन्मशतेन
भजति न मुक्तिं जन्मशतेन
भज गोविन्दं
भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते सम्प्राप्ते सन्निधे काले नहि नहि रक्षति दुःखं करणे.
Generally it is seen that human beings are too attached to the actions. And if there is no action, then also the mind says, what is there for me today? And therefore we get caught up in the wave of action too. Similarly, in the path of sadhana also, people get attached to actions. So what are those actions? This is Urute Ganga Sagar Gamanam. Then I don't want to come to the lecture. Swamiji, take me to Ganga Sagar. Then let me enjoy Ganga Sagar. So they see, I don't want to come to the lectures, but I want to go and roam here and there. So this is how. Kurute Ganga Sagaragam. Vrata Paripalanam Atharvadanam. Swamiji, when is a langar, tell me, I will come for service. I like to serve. My dear, afternoon there is a langar, evening there is a satsang. Swamiji, evening, you know, and you know. And that subtle part, that person tries to avoid. And this is how we get caught up in the web of action. Please note it. There are people, those who are workaholic. They go early in the morning at 7 and come at 10 and what? There is nothing else, only money behind what not. So, one has to understand, this balance is required in the mind. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Yuktahara viharasya Yukta cheshtasya karmasu Yukta swapnavabodhasya Yogo bhavati dukkhaha. If you have to grow above all the sorrows, there's a simple right path one has to follow. Moderation. What is the path? Moderation. Moderation in what? Moderation in ahara first. Now ahara is not only the intake of the food, but ahara means intake from all our 10 senses. And that's really a ahara of our mind. So one should be very much clear about what am I allowing through my different senses to my mind. Mind is a checkpost actually. It first goes there and from there the intellect it is passed on to. But if the mind is not well aware of the damages of the impulses which it receives, then the mind does not understand, and that's how it itself gets spoiled with the impulses from the outside. So, इतनी subtlety हमें होनी जरूरी है कि what is negative and what is positive, at least we should be able to understand. क्या समझना जरूरी है? बोलो जोर से. What is positive and what is negative? I'll give you clear demarcation. That which disturbs your mind in a minute is negative. That which never disturbs your mind but lifts your spirit is positive. Is it difficult to understand now? No. And this rule one has to follow. Immediately you have to work on a negative thought. How to work on negative thought? Good question or not? The important point is this. Do not struggle with negative thought. If you struggle with that negative thought, that thought becomes more powerful. then what? You bring the positive thought, a strong positive thought. Automatically, the negative thought becomes absolutely weak and dissolves itself. That's the way. So, positive thought will come from where? Good question again. Automatically it will not come. Therefore, it requires a right knowledge, which is called as discrimination. Viveka. A knowledge only can give you that right thought at right time. Because right time is also important. If that right time, that right thought is not coming, then that thought has no meaning. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So, this knowledge which we are thinking, it's not that which is called as just an information. This knowledge is helpful in our day-to-day, every moment of life. Day to day. But when it is useful, when you reflect upon it and try to live in our life, then only it is possible. If you only listen and do not reflect upon it, it would not stay with you at all. Please note it. So, if you have to make this knowledge as your own, अगर ये ज्ञान को हमें अपना बनाना है, तो उसके लिए उसका रिफ्लेक्शन जरूरी है. What is called as reflection? मनना, उसके ऊपर चिंतन करना. अगर ये चिंतन हुआ नहीं, तो उसको बेस मिलता नहीं, और अगर बेस मिला नहीं, तो वो टिकता नहीं. तो ये इस ज्ञान की बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट बात है. ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो भगवान हैज गिवन अ ग्लोरी टू द नॉलेज एंड नॉट दैट यू शुड नॉट गो टू द pilgrimage. Please note it. It's not that if it is said that somebody is just going there and that's how it should not be done. No. First understand, to glorify something, then you require something to show that this is how it is to be done. So a comparison is required little to make something more prominent, and that's all. But that does not mean that one should not go anywhere to the different holy places. It is not in that context at all. Hope it is clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So now we are going to move to the next beautiful verse. It says how one should be able to understand the importance of Vairagya. Now this Vairagya, one word is such, people are very scared about it. This is Vairagya आ गया तो फिर कैसे घर गृहस्थी चलेगी? So let us understand what is the right meaning of Vairagya. Please repeat. सुरमंदिर तरुमूल निवासः
सुरमंदिर तरुमूल निवासः
शय्याभूतलमजिनं वासः
शय्याभूतलमजिनं वासः
सर्वपरिग्रह भोगत्यागः
सर्वपरिग्रह भोगत्यागः
कस्य सुखं न करोति विरागः
कस्य सुखं न करोति विरागः
भज गोविन्दं
भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते सम्प्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहि रक्षति दुर्गुं करणे.
So it is said, someone, if it is a person who is doing a very tapas. Now what is a tapas that is to be understood? There are 3 levels of tapas. One tapas means austerity. One level of tapas is on the level of body. One level of tapas is on the level of mind. And the third level of tapas is on the level of intellect. Okay. So I'll give an example of a tapas on the level of body. It happened so once, Swami Chinmaya Ji, when he was studying with Swami Taponji Maharaj Ji in Uttarkashi. So in a few days he understood that, my God, these conditions to stay here, they are extremely difficult. And to get up early in the morning and go and take a bath in a cold Gangaji's water, and after that come for a 5 o'clock and have a lecture, it's too difficult. Then he went to Taponji Maharaj and said, see, I have understood that people around me have a great penance capacity, but I don't have. I see when I go to Gangaji's for a bath, there is one person who is standing inside the water on one foot and chanting the Gayatri mantra. I somehow can manage to take a bath and that person stays there. So, my dear teacher, I think I am not suitable, I am not fit. So the Taponji Maharaj smiled and says, okay, you go to that person, whosoever, and do a namaskar correctly and ask that why are you doing this penance? Can you please tell me? I will not tell to anyone, but it is important for my sadhana. He said, okay. So Swami Chinmaya Ji went to that person next day morning, waited that the person should come out of the Gangaji's water. He says, Pranam Maharaj. Then he touched his feet. He was a normal person. That means agrasta, sort of. He says, why are you doing this tapas? I can't do this. Can you please tell me, it will help me? He says, the Jew, he was young that time. See, if you don't tell to anyone, then only I can tell my secret to you. He says, please tell. He says, you know, I love one girl. And that girl's father has a condition. If I become a sarpanch of this village, they only they will marry me, that girl. And that's why I'm doing this tapas. This is honest physical tapas. So such type of tapas also people do. So one has to understand if this tapas is not aligned with the right path of the knowledge. Okay, this tapas is not talked about here. That you should live this and sleep on the floor and all sort of jeta. And this is not required in the path of right knowledge. This is first one. What is called as mental tapas? Mind. So Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Matra sparshastu kaunteya
Sukha dukkha agama payino nitya taste dikshasva bharata.
Good. So, see how they have learned in these 75 days. So, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha agama paino anityaha tam titikshasva bharata. Mental sadhana is forbearance capacity, tolerance capacity for all the pinpricks of the life. And it is very important in any part of life or any level of action. Like I was talking to the PGI doctor, that if a person is doing operation for continuous 5-7 hours, it requires a tremendous tolerance power. If that tolerance power is not there, then to have a concentration is not possible. Then a lot of mistakes happen. And understand, when the mistakes are happening continuously, that means it is lack of concentration, and lack of concentration is because of one-pointedness is very less towards the whatever goal you have in life. So, what is required? For every action, you should have a good forbearance capacity, tolerance capacity in your mind, One day one person, she was serving. We had every day 3 person will serve the food first and then they will eat. Hot chapati came. And she said, no, I can't touch that chapati. I said, you only will serve. Lift it and then give. And there's no choice. If you cannot manage this much hard, how are you going to manage a life when it comes a difficult situation? How are you going to manage? Tolerance power is extremely important. So the mind should say, it's fine. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to experience this toughness. But I'm going to bear it. That mental capacity is required. A soldier, before his complete sort of training, a common person. And after the training, if you meet that same person, there is a complete sea change in that same person. Yes or no?
Yes.
What happened? Mental power has become totally different than what it was. Please note it. In every aspect, it is required. The third penance is called as the penance of the intellect. When you are not bothered about the different comments of the world for your work at all, whether it is good or whether it is bad, and still you are focused completely to do your best in your action. And this is the difficult job. Why? Because little if someone says to us, then our intellect says, अच्छा आप ऐसा करो बे आप ही करो ना मैं नहीं करता हूँ ओके खत्म. So both are required to balance, and this man and apaman is only here. Please note it. So one has to be very clear. If we can manage all the 3 levels, I tell you, you will do every job with the utmost perfection. Utmost perfection. So this is how the Vairagya is. That those who have this capacity and still do their job to the best of the capacity, they do not get disturbed by the worldly pinpricks on different levels at all. See? Such persons, how he becomes? Yogarato va bhogarato va. Please repeat.
Yogarato va bhogarato va
Sangarato va sangavihina.
Sangarato va sangavihina.
Yasya brahmani ramate chittam.
Yasya brahmani ramate chittam.
Nandati nandati nandateva.
Nandati nandati nandateva.
Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja
Puramate
Samprapte Sannihite Kale Nahi Nahi Darshati Dukrum Karni. It is said this person who manages to understand such right ways of living can reach here. How is this person? Yoga Ratova, Bhoga Ratova. Bhoga means one who is experiencing the life and on a different levels. That's called as Bhoga, experiencer. Yoga is that where he is completely disidentified with experiences, called as meditative state. Now let me speak on this meditative state. What is this meditative state? Where a person is aware of everything but is not disturbed by anything. Wherever you are in this state is called as meditative state. Let me just say it again. जब आप ऐसे अवस्था में हो कि जहां आपका अवेयरनेस पूरा है, पर बाहर की कोई भी चीज आपको जरा भी विचलित नहीं करती है, ऐसी जहां भी अवस्था आपकी है, वो अवस्था ध्यान अवस्था है। इसको ध्यान में रखना जरूरी है। तो ऐसे अवस्था में अगर वो है, या वो एक्सपीरियंशियल अवस्था में है, योगरतो वा भोगरतो, देन व्हाट, संगरतो वा संगविहीन, वो बहुत लोगों के साथ है और बहुत कुछ हो रहा है, या कोई भी इसके साथ नहीं, वो अकेला है। अब ये अकेलापन में भी थोड़ा ध्यान देना जरूरी है। एक है that which is called as loneliness, and one is called as aloneness. Loneliness is a negative feeling. Aloneness is an upliftment of your complete BMI to the utmost perfection. And therefore, there is a feeling of completeness in that aloneness. In this loneliness, there is a feeling of incompleteness. Please point it out, make it sure that let me not fall in this category of loneliness. Please understand, who gets into this stage or state of loneliness? One who has not worked upon oneself to be with oneself and be joyful. One who has always associated with things, beings and situation for that person's joy. This person leads to loneliness. आपने कभी ऐसा अपने आप को तैयार किया ही नहीं कि जहां आप अकेले हैं और आप में कोई इनकम्प्लीटनेस नहीं है। तैयार करना पड़ता है अपने आप को। ऐसे हम पकड़ के बैठते हैं चीजों को, व्यक्तियों को, प्रसंगों को, और हमको लगता है यही हमको सुख दे रहा है, और इसलिए we get completely depend on something for our own completeness. Such people go to this stage of loneliness, and therefore we all must know this life I came alone. Yes or no?
Yes.
And I will have to go alone. This is a path where people will be there, but I have to lead my life, and I have to live my life alone also. So let me be prepared for everything beforehand. When the situation comes, let me not get bothered by the situation. So this person is such who has done so much of right ways and means, practiced so much right ways and means in life, that is lifted to that level. Now there is one simple solution we give to this problem. What is that? Start living this wow principle. What is the principle?
Wow.
W-O-W. With or without. With or without. Everything. What is to happen? They used to get so much attached to these cell phones. All our youngsters in our youth leadership program. So one day I collected all cell phones and said, Tata, bye-bye to cell phone now. Just forget. In few days they understood that cell phone is not required now for their own joy and happiness. So every week, once they used to get cell phone just to tell their father and mother that I am fine, again back after half an hour. Wow! With and without. Every one of us should practice this. Whatever you are understanding, this is giving me incompleteness, whatever it is. You have to go away from that for some time and still feel complete. Then you have done the job. If you have not done till today, let us do it. Everything. Some people are so attached to their kitchen. Pucho nahi. I went to one place called Bhiksha. And that, a person who called me for a Bhiksha, he was 65 and the Amma was 60. And they are sitting with me. And that person's mother working in kitchen. I saw it's a huge house and then, kitchen you can see directly and, nice, very fancy kitchen and this and that. So the drawing room and everything you can see. So I asked very politely, this should not be done, that your mother is working, you are sitting here. I am not comfortable. Babu said, यही तो प्रॉब्लम है. क्या हो गया? वो किचन में घुसने ही नहीं देती. 60 साल की बहू उसको किचन में घुसने नहीं देती. मैंने बोला उनकी एज क्या? बोले 80 साल. पकड़ के बैठो किचन में ही आप अगले साल रसोइया बनोगे अगले जन्म में. No doubt about it. Okay, fine. Is this clear to everyone? That let us not get attached to anything like this. You do your job with full heart, but you must able to know how to enjoy one's own company. One's own company, where no one is required, and you are enjoying yourself. This is must for every one of us. So, with right understanding, with right knowledge, a person can reach here. Next. Now Bhagavan says, oh, if you find it difficult, let me give a solution to you. Yeah, please repeat. Bhagavad Gita Kinchita Dita.
Bhagavad Gita Kinchita Dita.
Ganga Jalalav Kanika Pita.
Ganga Jalalav Kanika Pita.
Sakruta Piyena Murari Samarcha.
Sakruta Piyena Murari Samarcha.
Kriyate Tasya Yaminana Charcha.
Kriyate Tasya Yaminana Charcha.
Bhaja Govindam.
Bhaja Govindam. Govindam Bhaja Purnamate. Samprapte Sanchite Kale. Nahi nahi rakshati dukkhan karne.
Now there is a very beautiful sangam that's called as a very great, fantastic mixing of the Jnana and the Bhakti Marga here. How is it so? So it says, Bhagavad Gita Kinchit Adhita. So Bhagavad Gita is a source of knowledge, a tremendous source of knowledge. And Gangaji is flowing towards the ocean. And it's continuously flowing, and it has such a great devotion towards the ocean that it does not stop any time, any moment. It keeps flowing. Even though the big rock comes, big mountain comes, but it turns her way and goes to meet the ocean. Similarly, now we'll see how in our life we should have both good balance between the right knowledge and right love towards the Almighty. Here it is said, if you get these two combination correctly, then you will go about all sort of fear. The biggest fear in life is a fear of death. Of oneself as well as our near and dear ones. Okay. How one has to understand to grow above this fear? The first and foremost, Bhagavan says, we have to understand three different realities. How many realities? Three different realities. The first reality is called as absolute reality. In Sanskrit it is called as Paramarthik Satta. Absolute reality. And this reality is such where there is no change possible. It is one without the second and it is permanent. This is a reality. Second, that reality which is called as transactional reality. In Sanskrit it's called as Vyavaharika Satta. Where there is continuous give and take and it never stops at all. When there is a life, there is a give and take for whole of our life. And that's called as Vyavaharika Satta. The third is very different, but it is also reality. It's called as Pratibhatika Satta. Illusory reality. Now we'll take one example of it. In illusory reality, the example is dream. What is example? Dream. Example is dream. In dream, I create each and every scene as well as individual in my own dream. Yes or no? Yes. I suffer in my dream because of my own imagination. And I also enjoy, if I enjoy in my dream, is because of my own imagination. Yes or no? Yes. Is this clear? Yes. But as we all know, it is an illusion. Now my question is, when you are seeing the dream, do you know it's an illusion?
No.
Please note it. When you are seeing the dream, that time that dream is absolutely true for this person. सोच के देखो. Dream becomes illusion or false when you come out of it. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Now, this point is clear. That though dream appears to be true when I am dreaming, but when I come out of my dream, in a 1 second, I just give it up, whatever is experience I had, and I do not carry it forward at all. Yes or no? That I don't carry forward it at all. There are people who discusses dream. Swami ji, मेरे ड्रीम में ना सांप आया. अभी मैं सुबह क्या करूं? मैं बोला उसको दूध पिलाऊं. और क्या बोलूं? सांप आया. और क्या उसको? जाओ दूध पिलाओ उसको. So such are the people. Those who don't understand, there is nothing requirement to discuss or keep telling. If you have to have fun with people, that's different thing. क्या हुआ क्या नहीं. But don't ask someone what to do with it. Hope you manage that. No, I will not ask now. Okay, fine. So this is a dream. When you come out of that, then only you understand. The second is transactional reality. When you are into that transactional reality, right? In the midst of transactional reality, give and take, give and take, give and take, you understand give and take is only a reality. What? Unless and until you give, get, you don't give. That becomes the reality of life. उसने तो मुझे दिया नहीं, मैं क्यों दूं? उसने तो मुझे ऐसे किया, मैं ऐसे क्यों नहीं करूं? देखो, that becomes a reality. Why? Because we are stuck up in that reality of give and take, give and take. Now ask, is the love a part of give and take?
No.
Think. इसने मुझे प्यार नहीं दिया, मैं नहीं करने वाली इससे प्यार. आपने पूछ के प्यार किया किसी को? इससे प्यार करूं कि नहीं करूं? सोच के देखो. One has to understand love is not the aspect of give and take at all. At all. Forgiveness is not the aspect of give and take at all. उसने तो मुझे कभी forgive किया नहीं, मैं क्यों करूं? So these are the important understanding. To be honest, honesty is not a part of give and take at all. That person in my department is dishonest. Why should be honest in that department? My God. If this question is there with any person, that person is utterly foolish. Are you honest for that person? Or honesty is your principle of life? Tell me. So see, hope it is clear now. So those who get stuck up in such sort of narrow-mindedness, they cannot come out of that transactional reality. The moment knowledge comes and dawns upon, this person gives up, give and take, and he becomes only a giver of whatever he has. And there is nothing called as demands. Nothing called as demand. Now, is there any transactional, so-called as action, which can bind this person? Not at all. That person reaches to that absolute reality where he enjoys not people, he enjoys one's own true self. And that's how Bhagavad Gita removes this fear of death, because it is also a transactional reality. That if something is coming, it has to go. And if it is going, it has to come. Yes or no?
Yes.
If summer goes, monsoon comes. If monsoon goes, winter comes. If winter goes, summer has to come. That's transactional reality. So, सुख गया तो दुख आने वाला है, दुख गया तो सुख आने ही वाला है. It's a transactional reality. So one who has grown about this transactional reality, that is possible through that one glimpse of knowledge through Bhagavad Gita. Now, what is a Ganga Ji? If one drop of real nectar of love, if we can experience, then there is a complete fulfillment. Why? Because love gives you that which nothing can give you. Nothing. If you are everything, but there is no love, then your life is totally empty. But if you have love and nothing else in life, still you remain complete. And that's how the person grows. So, one aspect, as I said, this is extremely important in one's own life. 3 things we said. And one aspect is true love in life. two aspects we'll discuss in the evening. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Please repeat after me. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah.
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah.
Sarve Santu Niramayah.
Sarve Santu Niramayah.
Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu.
Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu.
Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet.
Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet.
Om Purnamada
Purnamada
Purnamidam
Purnamidam
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnamudachyate
Purnasya
Purnasya
Purnamadaya
Purnamadaya
Purnameva
Purnameva
Avashishyate.
Avashishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you for being with us. See you in the evening.